welcome to Maths Network. Today, instead of solving any Olympiad sum, we will be discussing a topic that what is interest. This was requested by my subscriber to make a video on it. So let's begin. First guys, we take a look at some of the important terms that are used when we solve sums related to interest. First, we know that what is interest, that interest is the additional money paid by the borrower to the lender for having used his money. And guys, interest is generally denoted by I. Next, we have that the money borrowed by a borrower from a lender is known as the principal, generally denoted by P. Now guys, we have that the total money which the borrower pays back to the lender at the end of a specific period is called amount. And guys, the formula for amount is A equal to P plus I, means the amount, the money the borrower has to return back to the lender is the principal amount plus the interest amount. And now guys, we have that the duration of time for which the money is borrowed is known as the time period, generally denoted by T. Now guys, let's take a look at the different types of interests. There are total two types of interests, and guys, the two types are simple interest and compound interest. First, let's take a look at simple interest. Guys, the definition for simple interest is that if the interest is calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period, it is known as simple interest, generally denoted by SI. And guys, the formula for simple interest is SI equal to P multiplied by R multiplied by T upon 100, where P is the principal, R is the rate of interest, and T is the time period. Now guys, let's take a look at compound interest. The definition is that if the borrower and the lender agree to fix up a certain interval of time so that the amount at the end of an interval becomes the principal for the next interval, then the total interest over all the intervals calculated over this way is known as compound interest, which is generally denoted by CI. Means here guys, the amount of one interval becomes the principal for the next interval. Now guys, let's take a look at the formula. The formula that we have is A equal to P multiplied by 1 plus R upon 100 whole raised to N. Here guys, the formula that we have is for the amount and not for the compound interest. And guys, the formula is that principal multiplied by 1 plus rate of interest upon 100 whole raised to the N, which is the time period. And guys, the formula for compound interest is the principal subtracted from the amount. Now let's take an example and understand this clearly. Guys, the example that we have is that Abhay took a loan of rupees 12,000 for 3 years at 10% per annum from a bank. How much money will he return to the bank after 3 years? We will solve this when the amount is calculated using simple interest and compound interest both. First guys, let's solve for simple interest. So the principal that we have will be rupees 12,000. Then guys, the rate of interest, that is 10% PA, which is per annum, and last the time period will be of 3 years. Now guys, we recall the formula for simple interest, that is SI equal to P multiplied by R multiplied by T upon 100. Now let's replace P, R and T by the respective values. So we will have 12,000 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 3 upon 100. Here we can cancel out these two zeros with these two. And guys, when we solve this up, we get simple interest to be equal to rupees 3,600. Now we recall the formula of amount, that is principal plus interest. Now here guys, the principal that we have is rupees 12,000 and the interest that we got is rupees 3600. And guys, when we add these up, we get the amount to be equal to rupees 15,600. So guys, in the statement we can write that the amount Abhay has to return to the bank is rupees 15,600. Now we solve the same for compound interest. Here also guys, the principal will be rupees 12,000. Then the rate of interest will be 10% per annum, which is abbreviated as PA. And guys, the time period will be 3 years. Now we recall the formula that A equals to P multiplied by 1 plus R upon 100 whole raised to n. Now we replace the values of P, R and n, and now guys we will have 12,000 multiplied by 1 plus 10 upon 100 whole raised to 3. Here we can cancel out 10 and 100 and we will get 1 upon 10. And guys, when we simplify this, we get 12,000 multiplied by 11 upon 10 whole cube. Now we open up this cube and now guys we will have 12,000 multiplied by 1331 upon 1000. Here guys, these 3 zeros get cancelled out with these 3, and thus the final amount that we will get will be rupees 15,972. So now guys, in the statement we can write the amount Abhay has to return to the bank is rupees 15,972. And now guys, I would like to show you the points to be remembered. First we have the formula for simple interest, that is principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time period upon 100. And next we have the formula for amount when we count using compound interest. The formula is principal multiplied by 1 plus rate of interest upon 100 whole to the power of number of years. And guys, here the formula for compound interest will be amount minus principal. And that's the end of our video guys. If you learned anything new in the video, do like the video, and if you are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel. Thank you. Bye.